Ashley Danielle, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, it's going to be a part of my Excel events. It's kind of geared toward my people that want to become an event planning an event planner or wedding planner, coordinator, whatever. Pretty much how to start, like how to become one. The guidelines are kind of the same for a wedding planner and event planner in the regards to this. But the first thing you want to do, number one, is either intern or be an assistant to somebody else. That way you can get the experience and you can be pretty much put right into it, but allowed to learn. So this is the easiest way to be able to gain some experience, even adding it to your resume, whatever it is. But being able to gain that experience is so crucial before you just jump out there and start helping other people with their weddings or charging people for their weddings or events. Second one is goals. So what kind of planner do you want to be? Is there like a certain niche that you want to do? So do you want to just do like kid parties, or do you want to do budget weddings, or are you into more of like doing corporate and nonprofit events? So find out what kind of planner you want to be, and go to that. Like even deeper than that, I know people that only want to be day of coordinators. They don't really want to do the full planning or the partial planners. They just want to come in and do the month of and be the day coordinator. So know what kind of planner you want to be, and then set 3 goals. So that it could be designing business cards or doing style shoots, whatever it is. Set 3 goals and knock those out. Third one, these aren't in any order, besides the experience part. That is number 1. Everything else isn't really in order. Number 3, business plan. Please create a business plan for your business. And even bigger than that, knowing what you want to be. So some people will go the easier route and do the sole proprietor, which is probably the cheaper and easiest route. The only downside with that, though, is that if somebody ever tries to sue, they can take all of your assets. So I always recommend going the LLC route. Not too pricey either doing that, but at least that way you are fully protected with your business, and if anything happens, you are all good. Another thing under your business, please, I cannot stress this enough, please have a contract. It protects both you and your client, and it allows both of you guys to know what all is included in what you're doing. So your client can read that and they'll know exactly what it is that they'll be receiving from you. What it is that they'll be receiving from you, and there'll be no misconceptions, no confusions or anything along those lines. The fourth thing, like I said, your niche or your niche. So what kind of person you want to do? So I kind of talked about this under goals, but do you want to solely focus on doing kid birthday parties, or do you want to do budget weddings, like I said, or high-end weddings, or you want to only work with corporate or nonprofit? Figuring out what it is that you're going to do and stick to that. Know your niche, okay? 5, style shoots. Do style shoots. Now, these will not only help your content, so for your social media, your websites, whatever, it'll also help you network with other vendors. I've done some style shoots where I've met other photographers or, treat makers or whatever it is in my vicinity, and it definitely helps with building your network up and helping you to have great content, so that way when your customers or clients are looking to book you and they're scrolling through your Instagram, they'll be able to see what you can do, what you're capable of. 6, internet presence. You should have internet presence. Most of the times people are booking through online stuff. So they'll find you online, and that is more so how they're booking. So whether it's through Instagram, having a website, having a Yelp account, having a Google business account, whatever it is, but make sure that you have an internet presence, okay? Number 6. This is more so for my wedding planners and day of coordinators. Look into doing bridal shows. Get a booth at a bridal show. Now, it can be maybe a little pricey sometimes, maybe like $1,000 that you may be investing in order to do this show. But think about all the clients that you will get. You will make that $1,000 back and more. So first, excuse me. First, do some research on your bridal shows, the local ones that come in your area. Research how big they are, how reputable they are. Research how much it would cost you, and things that you would want to set up. And then sign up for one. Sit here and play around with how you want to set your booth up. I suggest to have kind of like a sample layout, kind of like a style shoot, a sample layout of how you would set up a wedding. Maybe like a wedding table, or the dessert table, whatever it is. Have business cards. I suggest having like an iPad or something, so people can even sign up for like a mailing list, so you can mail out stuff. But make sure you have marketing material, and make sure you create a very beautiful setup that can really demonstrate and display what it is that you do and what you're capable of. Next one, pricing correctly. Now, this is always a big challenge for people when they're first starting out, because they don't always know how much to charge. I know when I first started, and even still, really learning how much to charge for different things and making sure you're pricing accordingly. And make sure you're not selling yourself short. They always say that they can tell who's new because they price so low. A lot of people will price really low because they're thinking, oh, well, I want to bring in clients. I want to bring people in. And, if my prices are low, I'll bring in endless people. And once I get them in, then I can raise the prices. But that's not, it's not ideal, because then you're cutting yourself short. Then you're going to burn yourself out, and then you're not going to really want to do this anymore. So know your worth, know what your work is worth. Know what your time is worth. Making sure that you're including in the amount of time that you spend doing all this stuff when you're creating your prices. Know your packages. So, for example, with the wedding planner, whether it's full planning, partial planning, or day of, month of coordinator. Or for my event planners, whether you have it under as like, kids parties and having like package A, package B, having your social events like, adult birthday parties or anniversaries. Having different packages and knowing your packages and your starting prices off the top of your head is going to help you so much. But again, back to knowing your prices. Think about how much you would put into it. So for example, like a wedding planner, even an event planner, just think on average, you spend about 250 hours with planning a wedding. So you have to include in your hours, your travel, meals you may have while you're traveling or, out, your phone for all the conversations you're having, your gas, meeting times, combos when you go meet with the vendors to have conversations with them. Make sure you are charging for all these things, because you're not doing any of this for free. You shouldn't just be charging to show up and do the wedding. You should be charging for all the back stuff that you're doing leading up to that, because that 2 hours that you did to go meet with a vendor could have been used for another client. So you're charging for your time. My last tip would be, if you're already working, don't quit your day job yet until you feel like you're 100% comfortable, because you may not see yourself making all this money, right away like people think. And two, you got to invest money to make money. So sometimes, keeping your job or whatever, so that way you have that extra income to invest back into your business. And the biggest thing is to make sure you guys are having fun. Make sure you have faith. Make sure you know your worth, and invest. Have fun. Enjoy this. If this is what you're passionate about, enjoy it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for my next video.